All right, folks, we're back here again. Dump Shuttle. We got us a demolition job today. I'm happy. I love demolition. Love it. It's one of those more interesting jobs that I like to do, you know, because we're going to be demolishing some inner structures inside of that shop that you probably saw in a previous video. I'll show little clips of that here in just a second. The job before had a whole bunch of stuff all over the floor. I mean, stuff that was burnt, stuff that was just, you know, auto parts, really heavy stuff. It ended up being like about 8,000 pounds worth of stuff that I had to remove from that place. I mean, we're talking about heavy dressers, but also like bolt bins. I mean, you guys that have bolt bins, you know how heavy those things get. File cabinets full of bolts. We removed all that stuff. You saw it in the previous video. We won't, you know, make another rendition of that one. But we're going back in after, you know, we had cleaned it. Here we are, like about a couple weeks, month later, give or take a week. There's two inner structures in there that are attached to the inside. I'm taking it down to bare walls. I'm not demolishing the whole building. My customer wants to be able to use that space to be able to rent out or whatever they want to do with that. But they know that all that old insulation and plaster, rafters, and everything are going to have to come down that are inside there. There's like one structure that's kind of like was made used as a bathroom. I have to go in there and turn the water off. So before we disconnect the plumbing, you know, it's just kind of like a safety thing, just so, you know, later on, if, you know, the water gets cut on, there's not water spewing everywhere. So we're going to cut that water off. And there's no electric to the building, so I'm not doing anything outside of out of my purview or out of my area of responsibility. I don't mess with electric. I'm not an electrician. So usually, like when I do these jobs, if you know there's a shed or something like that and there's electric connected to it, I tell the customer that I need it disconnected before I go in there and do it. I can do it, but I'm trying to stay within the legal parameters of the law. Okay. So we'll give you a shot up here. The property manager, we're about 20 minutes early. I don't want to show up too early, you know, because I don't want them scrambling or whatever, because, you know, they weren't expecting me to be there yet, but, you know, it's only like 20 minutes. I'll actually be there like 10 minutes, 15 minutes early, so I can go locate where the water is, so I can go ahead and take care of that before the manager gets there. This should be pretty interesting. I have an empty 20 cubic yard container. I brought my generator with me. I got chainsaws. I got circular saws. I got sawzalls. I got metal wheel cutoffs. I got tanker bar. They call them pinch bar here in the civilian world. Got tanker bar. I have multiple sizes of crowbars, construction demo hammers, 4 pound mini sledge, you know, stuff like that. I'm not going to need all those tools, but it's better to, you know, have it, not need it in that whole thing. But I got all that stuff ready. I got extra chains in case I need to pull on anything. I'm not going to just go in there and start pulling on stuff with chains, because I need to make sure it's disconnected from the wall, because I don't want to pull the inners. I don't want to pull the siding off the actual building. So I'll make sure it's disconnected. Then I can pull that stuff away with the chain and then start cutting up into little pieces. Relatively little pieces, and then put it back in the back of the container. I'm going to show most of that stuff on time lapse, because it's going to be probably a full 8-hour day, and I'm sure you don't want to sit through an 8-hour video, which you could watch in about 30 minutes, right? All right, so without further ado, get started turning the water off, and then I'll show the time lapse of me tearing down and removing the inner structures out of this mechanic shop. We got our water shut off stick. We just pulled up to the property. This stuff used to have, if you remember from the other video, there's stuff that was out here. There was a bunch of oil cans and all types of stuff. We got it. Burnt some midnight oil. Don't worry about that little guy, we'll get that one. Burned some midnight oil. I swept and scrubbed this area right here just to get it looking like a normal pad without any oil stains on it. Kind of go above and beyond try to go above and beyond where I can. The owner wanted me to get a padlock for him. So we got him. I know people are gonna be saying like, oh, you put a little master lock on there, but it's the better of the master locks, okay? I know you guys have your opinions about master lock. But we're pulled up right over here, getting ready to, once we get the door open, we'll be able to unlock this one. And this is the big old door where we're gonna pull everything out of. You saw the pictures of what the inner structures look like. You'll see it on the time lapse when we're tearing it down. But right now, we are searching for a water meter. They're usually by the road. That should hook the whole property up to water. So we had the manager show up, open up the shop for us so we could, got it set up over here. Ready to knock this little inner structure down here. Say a little, but it's got some weight to it. A lot of sheetrock and stuff like that, make it heavy. As you remember, we cleaned all this out. This is the second structure, a little tiny bathroom. Luckily, time has made it a little bit easier for us to pull this out. You know, the kind of dilapidated floor is about to cave in. We're just gonna take great care to make sure we don't rip any electrical out or any of the plumbing works. Some of this stuff's probably gonna have to get redone anyway, but I don't wanna rip anything that's not supposed to be ripped out in the process. So as far as tools, what I got, aside from just the extension cord laying on the ground, I got that because I got my generator with me. I'll show you that here in a second. I'm not saying that you need all these tools to do this, but I kind of over-tooled myself. There could be some other things that I could have used. I'm about to put another cut-off wheel. I got like 10 cut-off wheels. I don't think I'm gonna have to use too many metal cut-off wheels, but I got it here just in case. You know, got some of these demolition hammers. I got another one here somewhere. Got a little 3-pound mini sledge, crowbar, got another size crowbar, got the pinch bar or tanker bar, series of chains, and you know, some things in case I got to work with the plumbing fixtures. I don't think I'm gonna need that. And also pipe wrenches and a trusty sawzall. Don't worry about that right there. That's just to toughen up the cord so it doesn't mess up. And I know for a fact I've already had to use this one to get a little tray that was off that. I'm gonna save on this thing. This thing's still good. But that came off the wall there. I got my generator here because there's no power to the building, and from what I could tell, no water either. I actually didn't need those bolt cutters. I thought I was going to snap a lock, but the property manager made it here and was able to unlock it, so no problem. Now, it seems kind of silly to bring a mattock. It's like, ain't that thing for digging? Well, sometimes you need to get into a little crevice and get some leverage going, just in case I need it. That's why I got that. Sweep up any debris that's left over. I always need a broom on jobs like this. Just fired up the generator, got it warmed up, but I wanted to turn it off while I talk because you can't hear anything. So basically the plan is, as you can see, the structure here is all sheetrock on this side and on this side. All right, so that's gonna be heavy. But what I plan on doing is getting some of this electrical out of here because there was a fire over here at some point. There was like a unit that was right there that something in there caught on fire. Luckily, it didn't burn the whole place down. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get it on a ladder, and after I take these electrical Lomex wires out, which just pulls through, I'm gonna get in there and start cutting some of the subfloor of the attic into like basically along the line here, just so I can be left with a little edge, a little bit more manageable of a piece, because I need to pry that without messing up the door, because this door does have to shut again. And I don't want to take off any support that it has for supporting this doorway. So I'm going to have to take care with that when I'm taking it apart, because it has to hold this door here, and then take this out and then leave the rest. All right, and we're going to take these shelves obviously out in this little plywood thing, and these little fixtures that are hanging up there. We're going to get that off of there. All right, we'll do that and then we'll get to it. folks, come to you in the nighttime. Sorry for the glare. So I didn't get the last structure, the time lapse, mainly because you know, it's kind of the same deal as you saw in the time lapse of that right there. This structure that was over here. Sorry for the darkness, but let me see if I can get that light moved over there. All right, so that's where that second structure was, where you had that fan right above it, and it was a dilapidated bathroom. I already loaded some of the stuff. This is what remains. Got a little pile of debris, a little pile of small debris. I got my tools ready. I'm just kind of prepping to get out of here. It's getting a little dark, and I've already gotten a few visitors. Some guy, well, not some guy, a whole bunch of people looking for somebody named Jeff. I don't know, for some reason that guy Jeff is a very popular individual. Everybody's coming by asking about him. I've already spent all day. You saw in the time lapse that the other structure on that side over there that basically was a front entryway to that door. Now it's just a door into an open bay. And there's no longer a bathroom back here. It's just solid open bay. Gonna get some of this little chandelier down, that bucket that's over there, you know, get some of this stuff down. So that way they have kind of an empty slate, because I gotta work on the electrical and everything in here, but that's their issue. I don't do electric, but we're about to finish up this last little bit.